In part 1 of our investigation, we decoded the Mankind 1.0 blueprint. We discovered that we are a hybrid machine. We are a 500-million-year-old survival hardware, the old brain, running a 100,000-year-old logic software, the new brain. This new brain software was a miracle. It gave us logic, it gave us planning, it gave us language. It was too successful. It created ideas faster than the hardware could store them. This is the 1.0 bottleneck, the fatal flaw of our biological blueprint. Our hardware is mortal. It decays. It dies. And when the brain dies, the thoughts die with it. A lifetime of wisdom vanishes forever. To build a civilization, to pass knowledge from one generation to the next, mankind had to hack its own blueprint. It had to solve the data storage problem. It had to invent a new kind of memory, a memory that would not die, a thought that could exist outside of the thinker. This is the story of Mankind 1.5, the invention of the external brain. It did not look like much. Around 5,000 years ago, in Sumer, a merchant needed to count his grain. His biological RAM, his Mankind 1.0 brain, was unreliable, is the most important invention in human history. This is writing. We think of writing as communication. It is not. It is externalized thought. For the first time in 500 million years, a thought, "I have 3 units of grain," was saved. It was decoupled from the dying biological brain that created it. It was etched into stone. It was saved to an external hard drive. The man could die. The clay remained. The thought was now immortal. This was Mankind 1.5, a new hybrid blueprint, human plus text. A human who could read was no longer a single 1.0 mind. A human who could read could download the thoughts of another human long dead. They could download the mind of Plato. They could download the mind of Aristotle. It was a Mankind 1.0 brain augmented by 1,000 external minds. But this new system had its own bottleneck. It was slow. It was expensive. A single book, copied by hand, could take a monk an entire year. Knowledge was immortal, but it was not fast. It was saved, but it could not spread. The blueprint needed another hack. It didn't just need to save thoughts. It needed to copy them. In 1440, the printing press. This was the second great hack. If writing was the invention of the hard drive, the printing press was the invention of mass duplication. The copy and paste function for civilization. A thought that once took a year to copy could now be copied 1,000,000 times. Knowledge was no longer the property of kings and popes. It was cheap, it was fast, it was viral. This was the true start of the modern world, the Renaissance, the Reformation, the scientific revolution. All of it was powered by this one technology, the technology of mankind 1.5, the external brain. We had solved the storage problem. We had solved the copying problem. We had created a planet drowning in information, in books, in data, in ledgers, and in doing so, we exposed the next fatal flaw. We had built a brain so big, the external brain of books, that our biological 1.0 brain could not possibly read all of it. The external brain was growing faster than we could think. At Mankind Blueprint, we are documenting this entire evolution of thought. If you believe this journey matters, subscribe now as we uncover the next blueprint, the hack that changed everything again.
The new bottleneck was no longer storage. It was processing. Our libraries were full of data, tax ledgers, astronomical charts, ballistics tables. But it would still take a human 1.0 brain a lifetime to manually calculate the answer to one complex problem. Our external hard drive, books, was massive, but our processor, our 1.0 brain, was still slow and biological. We didn't just need to store thoughts externally. We needed to process them externally. This is the computer. This is the third great hack. If writing was the external hard drive, the computer was the external processor. This is a profound shift in the blueprint. We were no longer just saving our thoughts. We were outsourcing the act of thinking itself. We asked the machine to calculate the weather. We asked the machine to calculate the stock market. We asked the machine to calculate the trajectory to the moon. The external processor solved problems that our Mankind 1.0 software could not even comprehend. We had our external hard drive, books. We had our external processor, the computer. We only needed one final hack to complete the Mankind 1.5 blueprint. We had to connect all of the hard drives to all of the processors. The Internet. This was the ultimate expression of Mankind 1.5, the total externalization of the human mind, a single network connecting every thought to every processor, all of human knowledge accessible to anyone instantly. It was utopia. It was perfection. For about 30 years. The external brain worked too well. The Mankind 1.5 blueprint created a new world of instant financial trades, global logistics, social networks, and AI-driven data that is so fast, so complex, that it has finally broken our original hardware. This is the 1.5 bottleneck. We, humanity, our slow biological Mankind 1.0 brains are now the single slowest part of the system we built. We are the bottleneck. We are obsolete. Our slow, old brain cannot compete in an AI speed flash war. Our slow, new brain cannot comprehend the complexity of an AI-run stock market. We are dinosaurs living in the shadow of the asteroid we built. We are at the end of the 1.5 blueprint, and we face a final choice. Do we accept our obsolescence? Do we become the house cats to our own creation? Or do we hack the blueprint one final time? Do we upgrade the hardware itself? This leads us to part 3, the final blueprint. The merging of biology and machine, the terrifying and necessary future of Mankind 2.0.